Hello, hi. Very good morning, everyone. I hope my voice is audible to all the students over there, over the platform. Without any delay, we will move on to the session. Yeah. So myself are Divyanjali and I'm from pantechelearning platform. What is this Pantech? Pantech is a platform where a student can experience, innovate and implement different research and development works over this platform. So Pantech has been actually started in the year 2004 with only 4 members. It's actually a group of 4 members, 4 friends. It was being started and now it's over 7 branches all over the India. It's expanding towards the technological events. Fine. Today's webinar is under the caption Workshop on Machine Learning. This workshop is being conducted by Maharaja Surajmal Institute, Department of Computer Applications. And the program highlights will be like, first we will be discussing all about the introduction, fundamentals of machine learning, different machine learning concepts, what are the different types of learning systems we do have, followed by applications of machine learning in real time, in real life applications. Okay, fine. This session is being conducted by the College of Departmental People. Especially organizing members are Mr. Harjinder Singh Sir, Assistant Professor of BCA Department, and Mrs. Tarunim Sharma, Assistant Professor of BCA. Fine. Without any delay, we will move on to the session. An introduction to machine learning. So where this machine learning, the word has come from. We might have heard about AI, artificial intelligence technology, right? What is this technology basically representing? Okay, before making you clearly understand or before making you so much comfortable, let me first tell you only one thing. Whatever the doubts you're having or whatever the queries you're having in between the session, please make sure that you are going to ask your queries in the comment section. Okay, and one more thing is, this is not your regular classroom session. Okay, this is an interactive session. You can interact with me in the comment section. Whatever the queries you are having or whatever the doubts you are having, please let me know that in the comment section so that I will get back to each and every query at the last 5 minutes. Fine? Is it all okay for all the participants? Please let me know that in the comment section whether you all are okay with that. Will you make the session interactive? Fine. So we are discussing about machine learning. Wow. Abhi, Pranjal, Harjinder Singh sir. Yeah, thank you so much for all your replies. Fine. So we were discussing all about machine learning, right? What is this machine learning? The word itself is describing something like a machine is going to learn something. How it is going to learn? So generally how we people learn, human beings, for suppose if I consider some small kid of 1 or 2 years old, okay, what will the kid will do? He'll get up, he'll walk, he'll fall down, right? And again he will get up, he will move forward, he will walk, again he will fall down, right? What he is learning there? He is learning how to walk, right? So here also a system also should learn from past data, historical data, previous data. Using such data, it has to try to improvise the present task or present application. Okay, we have just defined what machine learning is, right? Where this machine learning came from? What is so speciality? It has come from a word called AI, Artificial Intelligence Technology. What is this technology basically represents? It can be simply defined like inserting human brain intelligence system into a simple computer so that the computer will have the ability or capability to work as fast as our human brain responding. Generally, how our human brain responds? Very spontaneously, right? For suppose, if I touch some hot water, how do I react? Very spontaneously, right? In the same way, if I move on to a cool climate, how do I react? Very cool, right? So we react very spontaneously to each and every situation surrounded by, right? So that a machine also should have that capability to respond or to give some response to whatever the input we have given. Okay, so let me define you once again. Artificial intelligence can be simply defined like inserting human brain intelligence system into a simple computer so that the computer will have the ability or capability to work as fast as our human brain responding. That's the aim of this AI technology. Okay, do you think it's an easy task to insert our human brain intelligence system into a simple computer? No, it's little bit complex, not little bit, it is too complex, right? That's why number of research development works going on under this technology. Under this research and development work only, we got certain domains like machine learning, deep learning, data science. All these domains came into existence. Fine. What we gonna see in our today's webinar? First, we will move on to the introduction to machine learning concept. Then we will see what are the real world applications or real time applications we are having for this machine learning concept. Followed by what are the different types of learning systems. Next, followed by what is the different process steps we do have which are to be followed in a machine learning. Okay. Followed by algorithms and library files. Fine. First, as I have already told you, machine learning in simple words can be defined like a machine or a system which will be learning from past experiences, past data, historical data. Using such data, it will try to improvise the present task or present application. Fine. Yes, here comes the introduction. Machine learning is an application of AI, artificial intelligence, that provides the systems the ability to automatically learn and improve from experiences. Machine learning focuses on the development of computer programs that can access the data and use it to learn for themselves. So it should learn automatically, okay? The process of learning begins with the observations or data, such as examples, direct experiences, or instruction. So, in order to look for patterns in data and make better decisions in the future based on examples that we provide, whatever the examples we are providing, the primary aim is to allow the computers to learn automatically without any guidance, okay, without human intervention or assistance, and adjust actions. Fine. Here comes the highlight of a machine learning. Generally, in an ordinary system, okay, in a system machine, we will share some information, right? We will share some information and we store. If it is including with AI intelligence system, then here comes the concept of machine learning. We can learn, the machine can learn and predict the information by improvising the data, okay? So machine learning is the science of making computers learn and act like humans by feeding the data and information without being explicitly programmed. Generally, for a machine, for a system, we write some coding to do certain applications, right? But if we give some input, it has to respond spontaneously. It has to learn the data, learn the rule by itself. Okay? Fine. Here comes Here comes the applications of machine learning. Okay, we will see now what are the real-time applications. Fine. Netflix recommendation. Okay. Okay, you might be having Netflix in your home, right? So we might be watching some programs, some movies, of course, web series also, right? How many of you people watch web series? And what is the best web series you watch generally? Yes, please put your answers in the comment section. I'll just check it out. Students are asking me, ma'am, we cannot understand anything to speak in local language. Portuguese, Tamil, yes, of course, but actually I'm from Telugu, so I cannot speak your languages. Only few words I know, that's it. Fine. Some of the students have replied money heist. Exactly. Very nice. Strangers Things, Big Bang Theory. Wow. Game of Thrones, Race 3. Very nice to see different web series over here. Yes, of course. So if we watch some web series, taking an example, so you might be getting the related or the next episodes also, right? Continuously it will be suggesting us this is the next program, this is the next episode, okay, this is next week's episode, like that it will be suggesting, right? Such type of suggestions or such type of recommendation we call, or we can treat it like machine learning example, okay, application. Okay, Facebook. How many of you use Facebook? Yes, of course, even I use Facebook. I'll just raise the hand. Even you people can raise the hand. How many of you people use FB? Even I use. I post my professional and personal information, happiness, sadness to my friends in FB. What about you people? Ludo games. You are telling about games, right? Fine. Yeah. We got some participants who use this FB, right? Very nice. So if you are using FB frequently, you might be posting some post also, right? Then you might be getting something like friends suggestions. How do we get friends suggestions? Our friends also we will be having in our friends list, and also that is one type of suggestion, and the other one is fine. So we were discussing about Facebook, right? So friends suggestion also we will be getting in our FB account, right? So that's an application of machine learning. Not only that, when we post some post frequently in our FB account, it will be suggesting us to tag the persons who are being repeated in our account, in our FB, right? Such type of recommendation, such type of suggestion, we call it as machine learning application. Moving on to the next slide, PayPal. Next, Uber, Amazon, FIFA. Yes, of course. For suppose if you wanted to travel or if you wanted to book Uber, okay, it will be suggesting to the drivers like similar people and traveling in the similar route to the similar destination, okay. It will be suggesting us according to the timing, according to the destination, like that it will be suggesting, okay. In Amazon, of course, we do shopping, we buy some products and we buy some clothes over Amazon, right? So when we buy, it will be suggesting us these are the offers which are trending, and you may also like this, that, like that. It will be suggesting us, right? FIFA Gaming. Yes, of course, machine learning also has a very great importance in gaming also. How in gaming? That I'll be explaining you in the further slides. Fine. So, FIFA Gaming, yes. VR glasses provides highly immersive gaming experiences. Gesture control gaming. Opponent gets stronger as you progress in the game. For suppose we play games in online, right? For suppose we will consider something like chess. Do you people play chess? Yes, even I play chess. When we play chess, if we are playing in smarter way, what will the opponent will do? That's a computer. It will play even smarter than us, right? So it is getting so stronger as per our movements, right? That also an application of machine learning. Next, in Uber, it will suggest drop pickup locations automatically. And Uber Share finds customers traveling in similar routes, and it allocates the bookings based on time, distance, price and ratings. Moving on to the next slide, here comes types of learning system. Okay, what are the different types of learning systems we do have in machine learning? Machine learning, we have mainly three types of learning system. First one, supervised machine learning system. Second one, unsupervised machine learning system. Third one, reinforcement system. Once again I am repeating it. If you are noting down or if you are recording, that's fine. There are three types of learning system in machine learning. First one, supervised machine learning system. Second one, unsupervised machine learning system. Third one, reinforcement system. What are these supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement? Let us know in detail. Supervised, it deals with some set of labeled data where having both the data as well as labeled. It means already output is known, okay? Whereas in unsupervised, we only have data that is not labeled, okay? I'll tell you in detail, okay? Coming to supervised learning system, just let me define it first of all. When a system is having some set of labeled data at the input, we treat it as supervised learning system. Here comes my question, what is this labeled data? First suppose I have your college students details, all the details I have, okay? So all the details like names, roll numbers, branch, section, all the details I have, okay? Now I just wanted to access only the names of the students. Then what I'll do? I'll just give the column name as names. Under that I am going to access all the names of the students. Okay. First suppose I just wanted to represent students with their representative roll numbers. Okay. Then I will give the column name as roll numbers. Under that I am going to access all the roll numbers of the students. Okay. Such type of attribute given data, column name given data, parameter name given data or condition name given data, we treat it as labeled data. When a system is having such type of labeled data, we treat it as supervised approach. Whereas unsupervised deals with unlabeled data, mixed data, combined data. When a system is having such type of combined data at the input, we treat it as unsupervised learning system. Fine. In supervised learning, you train the machine using the data, which is well labeled, which is already known the output, what exactly the output is. Okay. It means some data is already tagged with the correct answer. It can be compared to learning which takes place in the presence of a supervisor or a teacher. Let us see the example. Here you can see this is my input data. I have given some pictures, some fruits, right? Apple. So this, when I give to a system, do you think the system knows that these are fruits, these are apples, like that? No, it doesn't know anything. A system is just like a doll. We humans created a personal computer. It is just like a doll. It don't know anything, right? Whatever we give the instructions, it will just follow. That's it. That's it, the system knows. It's just like a toy, right? So, when we give input to a system, we also give something like rule, okay, like, or instructions like these are apples. Okay, this is my rule. I have given to the system now. So, system will learn from this data and learn from this rule. Now, whenever I give new data, what it will do? It will take the input and it will think that, okay, the input, new input, whatever I got, it's an apple. It will learn from the rule. Okay, fine. Here comes one more example. Here you can see different patterns information like circles, square and triangles, right? So these are all the combined data I have just given to the system. Now I am labeling it as this is a circle, this is a square and this is a triangle. This is the rule, okay? Whenever I give to a system and whenever a new data has been given, it will just give me the output like this is a square, this is a circle. How? Because here it will learn the rule, what rule we have applied, like that. Yes, so supervised approach or supervised machine learning technique deals with two types of problem statement. The first one is classification type of problem statement and the second one is regression type of problem statements. What are these classification and regression type of problem statements? In simple words, let me tell, classification type of problem statement deals with discrete values like 0, 1, like that, okay? Whereas regression type of problem statements deals with continuous changing of values, something like business analysis, like that, okay? Here, regression techniques predicts a single output value using the training data. For example, you can use this regression to predict the house prices from the training data of previous houses prices and whatever the input data we have, using that it will give some prediction. The input variables will be locality and size of the house, that and all, okay? Moving on to classification. Classification means to group the output inside a class. If the algorithm tries to label the input into two distinct classes, it is called binary classification. Selecting between more than two classes is referred to as multi-class classification. Here comes an example determining whether or not someone will be defaulter of the loan to find loan predictions, right? Fine. Moving on to the next approach, that is unsupervised learning. What is this unsupervised in simple terms? Unsupervised learning is a machine learning technique where you do not need to supervise the model. Instead, you need to allow the model to work on its own to discover the information. It mainly deals with the unlabeled data, unstructured data. Okay. Here comes the example. Fine. Here I have given something like mixed data, combined data at the input. So it has to structurize the data. Okay. The same input we have given, it will just classify and give me the data. Unsupervised learning system also deals with two types of problem statement. The first one is clustering and the next one is association. Clustering is an important concept where it comes to unsupervised. Yes, of course. Why? Because here we mainly divide our whole input data into number of cluster centers. Okay. So it will make our data to be so secure and so easy to train the algorithm. It mainly deals with finding a structure or pattern in a collection of uncategorized data. These algorithms will process your data and find the natural clusters. It will classify the whole data into number of groups, number of clusters, okay, if they exist in the data. So you can also modify how many clusters your algorithm should identify. Based on our requirement, it will be giving my information. It allows you to adjust the granularity of these groups. So it will just give me the common point of all the cluster centers. Okay. Association technique. What we will be doing here. This rule allows you to establish associations amongst data objects inside large databases. It is all about discovering exciting relationships like in between variables in large database. For example, people that buy a new home mostly like to buy new furniture also, right? Such type of predictions can be done. Fine. Here are some of the differences between supervised and unsupervised. In supervised learning, input and output variables will be given by us only, the users, okay? Whereas in unsupervised, we only give the input data, it will classify my output. What type of input data we will be given? Algorithms are trained using labeled data in supervised. Whereas in unsupervised, we will not deal with labeled, we will deal with mixed data. Okay, what are the different types of algorithms we can use in supervised? Algorithms like Navy-based algorithm, support vector machine algorithm, neural networks, linear and logistic regression, random forest and classification trees. These are the different algorithms we used in supervised. In unsupervised, we will be using different algorithms like clustering algorithms, k-means, hierarchical clustering, association algorithms. Fine. Moving on to the next difference, computational complexity. In supervised learning, it is simple method to classify or to regret any information. Whereas in unsupervised, it will be little bit complex because information will be combined, right? That's why it is little bit complex. Fine. The use of data. Supervised learning model uses training data to learn a link between the input and output. It simply learns the rule which we are applying for the input, okay? Whereas in unsupervised learning, we do not use output data, okay? We just give the whole input combined data, it will itself internally classify the input, okay? Accuracy of results. Highly accurate and trustworthy methods are implemented in supervised machine learning technique. Whereas in unsupervised, it will be having less accurate results. Fine. Moving on to the next difference, real-time learning. Learning method takes place offline. Whereas in unsupervised, it takes place in real time. Okay, number of classes. So here in supervised, we will be knowing how many number of classes we are taking or we are considering. Okay, in unsupervised, we cannot determine that. And the main drawback of supervised machine learning system is classifying the big data. It can be in real time. Okay, considering a big data as my input, it is little bit complex, right? So that's the real challenge in supervised. Whereas in unsupervised, you cannot get the precise information regarding data sorting, and the output as data is used in unsupervised learning is labeled and not known. Fine, these are few differences we find in between supervised and unsupervised learning systems. Fine.
Hi,
Yeah.
this is your online store, exclusive for students who want to create. Our company has the solutions for you.
The basic introduction to machine learning, followed by
We specialize in IEEE projects, tech trainings, lab equipments, and DIY projects. We can find new ideas for your projects. You can buy our products online. We deliver them worldwide
if you wanted to develop your knowledge
and increase your value.
right? Pantech
Fast
always welcomes the students
and
with new
easy.
ideas,
and get more benefits.
and you can even
Time is important.
social media also.
Contact us today for your projects.
Products are available.
Fill out our form.
You can just go through that.
Now you can have a break. Because you have already achieved your target.
Let's now move
Visit
on
our
to the
website.
slide.
Hi. This is your online store, exclusive for students.
Here comes the process of machine learning. So remember one thing, the process of machine learning will be same for any machine learning problem statement. If you consider any machine learning problem statement, you can find what are all the different process we will be having. So what we will have? First we will define the objective. What the objective of the problem statement actually is. Next we collect the information regarding our problem statement. Followed by we have to prepare the data. Next, select the algorithms which are to be implemented. Next, we have to train the model and test the model whether that model is applicable for our problem statement or not. If it is applicable, it is going to give me certain prediction and deploy that output prediction. This is what in brief we can tell. But in simple way, we can tell like we mainly have 5 main steps in the process of machine learning. First one, data collection. Second one, data pre-processing. Third one, data visualization. Fourth one, data splitting. And finally, the fifth one, that is apply the algorithm. I repeat the statement. There are 5 main steps in the process of machine learning. First one, data collection. Second one, data pre-processing. Third one, data visualization. Fourth one, data splitting. And finally, the fifth one, that is apply the algorithm. Let us know in detail about each and every step. Coming to data collection. Here we are going to collect the information which is required for our problem statement, right? What type of input we will be considering? What type of data we have to collect? In the something like data set. Data set is nothing but collection of number of rows and number of columns. That data we will be collecting it from online websites generally. After collecting the input data, we will be given to a pre-processing stage where we eliminate all the unwanted data present in our input like null values, white spaces, symbols. Such type of data will be eliminated, and the data that is utilized for further prediction purpose will be filtered over this stage, that is pre-processing stage. Next is data visualization. Here we will visualize each and every attribute information in a graphical format to make the system understand our data in a simple manner. Followed by the next step, that is splitting, right? Splitting of data. Splitting means dividing, right? Why we have to divide the data? Because a system cannot directly predict any output. First it has to understand what our input data consisting of. That's why we divide our data into 2 categories. One category of data is called training data and the other category of data is called testing data. Training data is used to train the algorithm to make the algorithm understand whatever input data consisting of, whereas testing data is considered as a new data. Whenever we give this testing data, it will be compared with the previous data and going to give me certain output prediction. Okay, whenever we apply the algorithm, it will give me the prediction result. And remember one thing, the main implementation of using this machine learning concept to any problem statement is to find out how much accurately an algorithm can give the prediction rate. Okay? Fine, let us move on to the next slide. Yes, here comes the process. Gathering data, pre-processing, model selection, training and testing the model, and evaluation. Evaluation is nothing but output block. Okay, here we will get the system's output accuracy level. How much accurately an algorithm is giving me the result. And system also calculates certain values like precision rate value, recall value, F1 score value. Certain values are calculated in a report format which is called as classification report, and the output data will be represented in a matrix format which is called as confusion matrix. Yes, here comes the gathering of data. The process of gathering data depends on the type of project we desire to make it. And if we wanted to make a machine learning project which uses some real-time data, then we can build with an IoT system that uses different sensors information, right? The data set can be collected from various sources such as a file, database, sensor, and many other sources, right? But the collected data cannot be used directly for performing the analysis process, as there might be a lot of missing data, extremely large values, unorganized text data, or noisy data. That's why to solve this problem, we move on to the data preparation, that is data pre-processing. Here unwanted data will be eliminated and the data that is utilized for further prediction will be filtered over this stage. Fine. So here in this data pre-processing, what we are going to do is, so we all know that it is an important step in machine learning. Here this model, what it will do? It will eliminate, first of all it will clean the data here, okay? Every data scientist should spend 80% for time for data pre-processing and 20% time to actually perform the analysis. Okay, so data pre-processing is nothing but cleaning the raw information. Raw data is nothing but user given data, okay? The data that is collected in real world and is converted to clean the input data. In other words, whenever the data is gathered from different sources, it is collected in raw format. It is nothing but in a user given format, and this data isn't feasible for the analysis purpose. That's why certain steps are executed to convert the data into small clean data set. This part of process is called data pre-processing. Why do we need it? As we know that data pre-processing is a process of cleaning the raw data into clean data, we can be used to train the model. So we definitely need data pre-processing to achieve good results from the applied model in machine learning and deep learning projects. Most of the real world data is messy, which is not required or which is not clear cut, okay? Something like missing data, noisy data, inconsistent data will be present in our input. Missing data means it can be found when it is continuously created or due to some technical issues in the application of IoT systems generally, right? Noisy data. This type of data is also called as outliers. This can occur due to human errors, something like manually created issues or noisy, and some technical problems of the device at the time of collecting the information. Inconsistent data. This type of data might be collected due to human errors, mistake with the name or values, or duplication of data. Here comes what is this machine learning model. So machine learning model is nothing but a piece of code an engineer or a data scientist makes it smart through training with data. So if you give some garbage to the model, some information, okay, you will get that in return. So the trained model will be provided the false or wrong predictions. Then there will be of no use, right? That's why we have to give perfect result or perfect input to the system. Then only it will give some analysis. Fine. Model selection. Our main goal is to train the best performing model possible using the pre-processed data. Here are some of the most used classifier algorithms: k-nearest neighbor, navy Bayes, decision tree or random forest, support vector machine, logistic regression. These are all the different classifier algorithms, and regression also it is including, right? Linear regression, support vector machine regression. So here comes some of the regression algorithms also. And the methods that are used for clustering are the most important method, that is k-means clustering. Fine. Training and testing the model on data. For training a model, we initially split the model into three categories, which are training data, validation data, testing data. You train the classifier using the training data set, tune the parameters using validation set, and then test the performance of your classifier on an unseen test data set. Fine. So to make you clearly understand about this training and testing, let me show you some example. Yes? Are you all enjoying the session? I hope everyone is enjoying the session, and if you are having any doubts at any point of the explanation, please let me know that in the comment section. I will get back to each and every query by the end of the session. Fine. So for suppose this is my input data, which I have been considered in the form of a data set, which is nothing but collection of number of rows and number of columns. Data set is nothing but collection of number of rows and number of columns. For suppose this is my data. Okay, in this I will be having the input and output. Input is represented with X, output is represented with Y. Now I have to divide my whole data into two categories in certain ratio, like 6:4, 7:3, 8:2, 9:1. In this ratio, I have to divide my whole input data into two categories. Okay. Oh, very nice to get some Telugu audience also, Telugu participants over the session. Rajesh. Okay, ma? Fine, that's good to know. Fine. So in this ratio I have to divide. We can consider any ratio over here. I will consider something around 8:2. It means 80% data has to be divided. Okay. This 80% data is called training data. This 20% data is called testing data. Okay. Now this block becomes X-train data. This block becomes Y-train data. It becomes X-test data. It becomes Y-test data. Okay. So X-train, Y-train are used to train the model or train the algorithm to make the algorithm understand what our input data consisting of. Fine, it becomes y-test. Xtrain, y-train used to train the algorithm to make the algorithm understand what our input data consisting of. Whereas x-test is our estimation or our assumption that system may give this much amount of prediction. That is what our estimation is, right? That is what x-test data. Whereas y-test is the actual prediction that system is going to give me at the output. Fine, this is how we split the data. I hope you understood this splitting of information, splitting of data. Yes, do you people understand how we are going to split the data? Please let me know in the comment section. Yes, very nice to get all our understanding the session. Very nice to hear that. Fine. So you train the classifier using training data set, and we tune the parameters using validation set, and then we test the performance of your classifier by using the testing data. Here you can see training, testing and cross validation, which is nothing but we divide the training data into n number of folds. Whatever the n number we give here, it will be divided into that many folds of information. That is nothing but we are tuning the information over there, okay? Training data, training set is the material through which the computer learns how to process the information. Machine learning uses algorithms to perform the training part, a set of data used for learning, that is to fit the parameters of the classifier. Validation set. Cross-validation is primarily used in applied machine learning to estimate the skill of a machine learning model on an unseen data. A set of unseen data is used from the training data to tune the parameter of a classifier, and the testing set, a set of unseen data used only to access the performance of a fully specified classifier. Evaluation. Model evaluation is an integral part of the model development process. It helps to find the best model that represents our data and how well the chosen model will work in the future. To improve the model, we might tune the hyperparameters of the model and try to improve the accuracy, and also looking at the confusion matrix to try to increase the number of true positive or true negative values. Here you can see confusion matrix is nothing but how many are predicted as no, how many are predicted as yes, and what are the actual no and yes conditions for the given input it is going to illustrate. Here you can see first what we do, from all the content whatever you see here, we will train the data, whatever it is unsupervised, supervised, whatever it is, we train the data and we train that data to the machine. Okay, we extract the features of each and every attribute information present in my input data over here. Now whenever I give some new data, what it will do, it will apply the machine learning algorithms to the new data as well as to the previous existing data. Then this machine learning algorithm, it will group the data and it will give some predictive analysis. Okay, by extracting the features, it will give me the predictive results, and that results will be represented in a confusion matrix, that is annotated data. Okay, fine. Here is one more video clipping for Pantech. You already know that it's a digital platform which is making number of trending technologies like electrical department, embedded systems, IoT, digital signal processing, image processing, deep learning, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, web development, Android development, in all the areas, VLSI, in all these areas, Pantech is giving number of trending technological knowledges in terms of internships, in terms of workshops, in terms of student knowledge sharing. It's like student knowledge sharing platform. Fine. Let us move on to the next slide. Algorithms which are used in machine learning. What are the different algorithms mostly we use in machine learning concept? Yes, random forest, logistic regression, decision tree, navy Bayes, KNN. Let us know in detail. First, what is this decision tree? Decision tree algorithm belongs to the family of supervised learning algorithms. This can be used for solving regression and classification problems. In decision tree, for predicting a class label for a record, we start from the root of a tree. We compare the values of the root attribute with the record attribute. On the basis of comparison, we follow the branch corresponding to that value and jump to the next node. In simple words, I'll tell you. I hope you can see the screen, right? For suppose this decision tree classifier or algorithm, it uses to check for a single condition. For any single condition, what are the two options we will have? Whether the given condition is true or false, yes or no, right? So I will take something like A greater than B. This is my condition, okay? So I have two chances of occurring an event, occurring the condition, whether the condition is yes or no, true or false, right? Based on this yes or no condition only, the output will be determined. That is decision tree classifier. Okay, fine. Moving on to the next slide. Random forest algorithm. It is the improvised version of decision tree algorithm where decision tree is applicable only for single condition, right? Whereas random forest algorithm is applicable for multiple conditions. To check for multiple conditions, we use this random forest algorithm. Okay, for suppose I have three conditions here. For three conditions, I will have three outputs, right? For each condition, I have to check whether the given condition is yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. For suppose among all the three outputs, two outputs are representing no condition, one output representing yes. So, based on the majority voted output, the actual output will be determined in this random forest classifier. Fine? I hope my voice is clear now. Are you facing any issue with my voice, ma? Audible? Is it audible or not? Is it audible now? Earlier I couldn't speak, ma, because there is a small voice issue. Is it now clear? Fine. So we will continue. So random forest algorithm is applicable for multiple conditions. For multiple conditions, we will have multiple outputs also, right? For suppose I am having 3 inputs, I do even have 3 outputs also. So 3 inputs means 3 outputs we will have, right? Among that, majority voted output is treated as best suited output, okay? That is nothing but random forest algorithm. Fine. Next comes Navy Bayes algorithm. Yes, is my voice is clear, ma'am? Everyone? I hope my voice is clear now. Fine. So we are in Navy Bayes algorithm. In simple words, is my voice is clear now? Fine. So we are in Navy Bayes algorithm. Navy Bayes algorithm is basically used to check for probability conditions. Okay, this classifier is a probabilistic machine learning model. that used for classification task. The crux of the classifier is based on Bayes' theorem. P of B by A into P of A by P of B. This is the basic probability formula, right? So based on this formula, it internally checks the probability of a given condition and it will be given the prediction. Fine. Let us move on to the next slide. Here comes linear regression. What is this linear regression algorithm? Simple linear regression is useful for finding the relationship between two continuous variables. One is predictor or independent variable and the other is response or dependent variable. It looks for statistical relationship but not deterministic relationship. So it will be for two variables, it is said to be deterministic if one variable can be accurately expressed by the other. For example, using temperature in degrees Celsius. It is possible to accurately predict Fahrenheit. Statistical relationship is not accurate in determining the relationship between two variables. For example, relationship between height and weight. Fine. Moving on to the next slide, here comes KNN algorithm, K nearest neighbor algorithm, which is often abbreviated as KNN, which is an approach to data classification that estimates how likely a data point is to be remembered. So one group or the other depending on which group and the data points are nearest to it. So I'll just explain you clearly in the paint. So we have discussed decision tree, random forest. Now we will discuss about KNN. For suppose I have in my graph plotting two types of information. One type of information is represented with R pattern. The other type of data is represented with this pattern of information. Whenever a new data is being given into the information, now it will acquire the nearest neighbor cell and assign the K value. For suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If I acquire this new data to this 4, so my K value becomes 5. Okay? For suppose this new data is being acquired to this, it will check number of values present in this data and it will include this new data, then it will give me my K value. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my K value differs based on the nearest neighbor cell. Fine. Support vector machine. What is the support vector machine algorithm? It uses a kernel function K of f. Using this function, our input data will be plotted in three ways. One is linear plotting, second one S-curve plotting, and the third one 3D plotting. I repeat this statement. Support vector machine algorithm uses a kernel function K of f. Using that function, our input data will be plotted in three ways. One is linear plotting, second one S-curve plotting, and the third one is 3D plotting. In these three ways, our input data will be plotted. So it is a linear model for classification and regression problems which can solve linear and non-linear problems and work well for many practical problems. The idea of SVM is simple. The algorithm creates a line or a hyperplane which separates the data into number of classes. Here comes Python library files. Why Python? Because Python is the basic beginner language. It's something like English language which can be easily understandable, and even the basic beginners with 0% knowledge also learn Python language in simple way, and within very few days we can develop different applications using this Python language. This Python language was first put forwarded by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989 at National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in Netherlands. He was the first person who invented or who put forwarded the language on game development purpose. And the first most important feature of Python language is we can implement complex logics within very few lines of code. That's the speciality of Python language. And also it can use as an interpreter to execute the code line by line in a sequential manner. And it is available in different platforms like Linux of operating system, Windows of operating system, Mac of operating system. That's why Python is called as cross-platform language, as it is having number of features. And yes, of course, till now we are having 1.0 to 4.0 versions in Python language. Even though we have these many versions, we still prefer to use second version of Python language because it is having number of standard library files. Because this is having number of standard library files, that is nearly 16,686 library files are present in Python language. That is one of the important feature of Python language. Yes, so we were discussing about Python library files, right? Fine. Here comes the important library files. These are the 5 main important library files which are to be used to develop any machine learning project. Okay. First one, pandas library file. Second one, Numpy library file. Third one, matplot library file. Fourth one, Seaborn library file. And the fifth one is Sklearn library file. I repeat the statement. There are 5 main important library files that are used for any machine learning project. Okay. The first one is pandas library file. Second one, Numpy library file. Third one, matplot library file. Fourth one, Seaborn library file. And the fifth one is Sklearn library file. So what are these library files speciality or what they are used for? Pandas library file is used for Yeah, yes, ma participants, all the participants, we got some information like people are enjoying the chat, but for personal chatting. Okay, fine. You can chat with your friends in your WhatsApp, no issue with that. Just 5 minutes, ma, we will wind up the session. So I hope everyone is enjoying the session. So just wait, we will wind it off. Okay, we are discussing about different library files, right? Pandas is a library file which is used for accessing of input data. Okay, any type of data to be accessed, right? For that purpose, we use this pandas library file, and it is represented with PD variable. Next is Numpy. Numpy is a library file which is mainly used for numerical values accessing purpose and for numerical calculation purpose. Next comes Matplot library file, which is mainly used for visualizing the data in a graphical format. To make the system understand our data in a simple manner, we use or we represent the data in a graphical format by using this Matplot library. Next comes Seaborn library file, which is mainly used for customization purpose. What type of customization? Something like color indication, graph indication, size, length, anything, right? For such type of customized purpose, we use this Seaborn library file. Next is Sklearn library file. Sklearn library file is mainly used for accessing of machine learning modules or machine learning algorithms. So these are all the different library files which we are using in machine learning projects. I hope everyone understood the session very clearly about the basic introduction to machine learning with the real-time examples. May I know any queries? Yes, ma, all the participants, if any query if you are having, please let me know that in the comment section immediately, so that we will discuss the queries clearly. I hope everyone enjoyed the session, and we will be sharing you the attendance link. Don't worry about that. And I hope this session might be useful for the students, for the participants who are really interested to build up their career in machine learning domain. This session will be 100% useful for the students who are eagerly waiting or who are eagerly building their career in machine learning domain. This is the very basic information which I have given you. To get more further information, we also conduct different classes like 30 days sessions on machine learning. Not only on machine learning, we also provide in different domains, different technologies, and also we provide in different social media different technology sharing programs, okay, that you can follow us. We also going to have marathon session for all the different department people. If you are really interested to build up your career over these different domains, different technologies, you can just follow us, okay, in social media for more interesting updates. Fine, I hope no queries. Do you provide full course? Yes, of course we do provide, Rajesh sir. Next is, any more doubts? No queries. It was very informative, Sharma. Very good, very nice. ML sounds very fascinating. Your explanation was good. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Jacqueline Rhodes couldn't understand anything. That's fine, but if you want to understand this, again you can rewind the session. Session was terrible. That's fine. In order to get interest, you have to listen it for more number of times if you are really interested. Okay, fine. So we will wind up the session. Okay, I got some comment like, can you please share the PPT? Yes, we will share you the PPT. Don't worry about that. Amazing session, Anupama. Thank you so much, Anupama. Fine. So I hope no queries. If any queries, or if you wanted to know anything, you can just contact to the management of Pantech, Senthil sir, Senthil Kumaran sir, Srinivasan sir, Chinnaswamy sir, and the respective numbers are displayed on the screen. And if you wanted to follow us in social media, this is our website www.pantechelearning.com. And also, if you liked the session, I hope everyone enjoyed the session, but any doubts also you can get back to us. And thank you so much for having all the students who are so interactive overall the session. And thank you so much for the management people for giving me such a opportunity to present the session on machine learning, which is one of the booming domain in present day, right? Thank you so much sir, thank you so much management people, and thank you so much all the participants for making the session so interactive. And yes, of course, if you liked my session, please like, share and subscribe to Pantech e-learning on YouTube. Thank you all. Have a very great day and enjoy the weekend.